Oh, hello there, Site 42 staff, as well as those of you from the greater SCP Foundation staff community. I am Dr. Theron Sherman, Site Director of Site 42, and today we are doing another coffee break with Dr. Sherman, a subsidiary of the Anomalous broadcast from Site 42. I am here with my door open wide for you all to come in, answer questions about the SCP Foundation, anomalies that we contain, staff members who contain them, groups of interest who are our rivals, perhaps anomalous, hypotheticals from other universes or fandoms. That's good coffee. Mr. Creeper, Junior Researcher Alex. Never Caught SCP, Titanborn, Junior Researcher Alex again, Chester Factory, Meowlog, thank you for being in the chat and thank you for being members. Desk, good to see you in the chat, and it seems with our proper names back somewhat. Meanwhile, Jazzy Boy, Party Bread, and Dr. Singer, why? It's good to see you as well in the chat, just for being you. Yes, you did catch the stream early. We are just getting started. We are 2 minutes into what will amount to be approximately an hour-ish stream. So, first and foremost, I need to do a little stream maintenance because my thumbnail and title are a reference to a, ooh, not that, take that out of there. Let's get this proper. None of those terrible fake links. Share, copy. Over on the YouTube channel Davis Morgan, there is a wonderful breakdown of SCP-5999, of which I'm one of the very minor contributors. And I shared the video. Check out the thumbnail video by @DavisMorgan. Save. So, I shared this with Shaggy Dreadlocks, creator of SCP, the main contributor of SCP-5999, as well as the writer of course, When Day Breaks. And Shaggy checked out the video and said it was one of the most thorough breakdowns that they have ever seen. They enjoyed it. They added a comment with a whole bunch of extra credit knowledge because Mr. Morgan did such a good job in his research that Shaggy decided to gift even more intel, which is a beautiful day. You love to see someone's work appreciated properly and for someone to then share the art thoughts back and forth. Now, meanwhile... Oh, really, Desk? That's not good. That didn't work. Remove his mod. Add his mod. Alright, Desk, we're going to see if that worked. Alright, checking the chat. Oh, Jonathan, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself a calzone on your way past the commissary. Dr. Sherman, do you ever type in 4 random numbers to the skipnet and see what article you get? Well, I just did and got 3842. You know, I do not often browse the wiki like that, but it's not a shocking way to find out what's on there because most of the numbers are taken now. 3842, life-emitting diode. Standard 5mm red LED that emits a variable voltage of static electricity. Discovered following a house fire. And you can, person of interest, I see. Okay. Ah, Morse code. Yes. Well, that's a short and interesting article you found there. Cast Goblin Dogs. The time check is we just started 6 minutes ago. We're going for about an hour or so. What classification would the following ideas be? A dog that could walk through walls, it's not hostile, and a sentient shopping cart, it's named Bill. The dog that can walk through walls is definitely probably Keter because it can leave. So it's very difficult to contain something like that. Meanwhile, the sentient shopping cart, if it can move by itself, then that makes it a little more difficult, but if it's just static, then it's more of a safe class. Sometimes sentients go up to Euclid, it depends. Maybe it could talk somebody into helping it escape. So that would be that. Dr. Sherman, is this 30 minutes or 3 hours? It says coffee break, but you're in the office hours set. A very clever spot there. A very clever spot there. So what had happened was, this is a coffee break. It is just an hour. But, unfortunately, as you may have noticed, I'm not in the right place. My stakeout location has been compromised. You see, it happens all the time. You're out in the field, and then something compromised your location, and you've got to scuttle the spot until you can clean up the situation. And so, I was there, minding my own business, when Steve, of all people, ran into an undercover agent of the Unusual Incidents Unit, the UIU. Now, Steve played it cool. This isn't Steve's fault entirely. But when they were having their discussion, Steve happened to offer that across the street was a very nice coffee shop. The same coffee shop I go to for my delicious espresso lemonades, which I'm not getting today, Steve. And that's because when the UIU officer went over to the coffee shop, they encountered a member of the Serpent's Hand. Now, normally this would be an all-hands-on-deck situation, but fortunately for us, the Serpent's Hand member was there to hunt anomalies, and at my stakeout location, there were no anomalies. I didn't have any on site, and of course, you know me, I'm a regular, everyday human being site director, completely non-anomalous, as is my pen, so there were no anomalies for the Serpent's Hand member to come after. Therefore, everything should have been fine. This isn't all Steve's fault at all, and it's just, it's good. Except, the Serpent's Hand member who was there at the coffee shop happened to be a member of a half-human, half-shark race. And now I know what you're thinking. How would a half-human, half-shark be wandering around a coffee shop in the middle of a busy street? Well, of course, when you are a member of the Serpent's Hand, you are familiar with all forms of thaumaturgy, evocation, all sorts of magical powers. And so obviously, you wear a sort of veil to keep your true identity hidden. So of course, it looked like a normal human being at the time. No one knew this was half shark. Until they came across, ironically enough, I know, a member of the Global Occult Coalition. I was shocked too. And the Global Occult Coalition member saw the guy from the UIU. It turns out the guy from the Global Occult Coalition was undercover a UIU member. A member of the UIU infiltrating the Global Occult Coalition? Could you imagine? I didn't. That's insane that they would be at the same place at the same time. But then, the Shark Punching Center blew the doors off the coffee shop and we had to clear the entire street. Damn you, Shark Punching Center, and your epic roboticized mecha fist. That Serpent's Hand member is now a red smear. And so now, while we clean up the street, I am scuttled back to the Audiophonics lab. So, long story short, too late. This is why we're doing our coffee break from the Audiophonics lab. Now, Andy, thank you for your first donation of today's stream, as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself an espresso lemonade in my honor on your way past the commissary. I want to write a 001 proposal that's flat Earth. SCP flat Earth. Is that on the database already? I wouldn't be shocked. 6011 is a safe class anomaly, also known as flat Earth. It is a circular area located in the Central Sahara Desert with a radius of roughly 500 meters, suspended 5 centimeters in the air. Has no thickness and behaves like a two-dimensional plane. Three-dimensional objects pass through with no resistance. Alright, so it's a flat Earth zone, apparently. SCP-6011 if you want to investigate that a little deeper. Degon 1954, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself some ramen on your way past the commissary. Hey, Dr. Sherman, have you heard of an initiative called the Stop Killing Games Initiative? The initiative is about gamer consumer rights and video game preservation. I have heard a little bit about this in the news. I'm not too familiar. I know there's a little bit of an influencer war between someone I think called Pirate Software, and I'm not exactly certain of the terms here. I know they're going through... I know there's a big problem of games being deleted off services. Preservation is going through a lot of issues, and there should be a way to mitigate that. I'm not sure what the solution is myself. It's not my area of expertise, but I do really wish that some of the older games were easier to play and hunt down. It is a problem that we are dealing with, and the gaming companies are not doing enough to solve it because it's not profitable to do so. I mean, imagine if the entire library of all known games were available at all times, then what would they do to sell them? What would they do to put them back in the Disney vault, so to speak? Jonathan, thank you for donating again. Intruder alert, a red spy is in the base. Do you mean the GRU Division P? Do you mean like that kind of red spy? Is it actually just a spy in a red outfit? Is it like the type of genie that you get in a can of Spam, which is a red genie, to be fair? Let me look up SCP Spam Can Genie. That's SCP-5655. Exactly the kind of genie you'd expect to find in an empty can of Spam. And this genie, you know, is just a little red guy. Is that the kind of red spy you're talking about? Ooh, at actually a plus 500. How neat and tidy. Foxpacks & Co., thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Grab yourself an ice cream cake on your way past the commissary. So I personally was pulled to help raid a laboratory, and in said raid we found some sort of anthropomorphic tenrec. She appears to be fine, just a little out of it. Is it an it? Is it an anomaly? Is it an it? It sounds like an it. It doesn't sound like a she. I'm just saying. Tenrec. An anthropomorphic, it looks like a porcupine or a hedgehog. Okay. But it's anthropomorphic, so it's an anomaly. So it's an it. Just pointing that out. And yes, bring it to an intake site, and they will run some preliminary tests, and then we'll get it a containment cell. Dapper, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a Twix bar on your way past the commissary. Can't we just ask 343 what the pestilence is? 343 is a hecking douchebag who won't tell us S about F. Very annoying. I've got infinite reality-bending powers. I'm a deity. But I will give you no wisdom. I will tell you nothing. And I will tut-tut you when you do things wrong. Douchebag behavior. Dr. Puppeteer, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself a Klondike bar on your way past the commissary. Dr. Sherman, 999 went missing. I swore I closed its containment door. Signed, Dr. Puppeteer. I would check the motor pool. SCP-999 has been training to work picking up loose articles and screws and such in the motor pool. So probably it just wandered over there. It keeps doing that lately. Kyla, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself a pack of Twizzlers on your way past the commissary. Tagged you on Twitter of new sketch. Well, I do have a Twitter. I wonder why it doesn't show me your tags. Dun, dun, dun. 1 second. All right, so pulling this, clicking this. And so you have drawn Dr. Shermlax again, but now having a nap with your original character, as well as an SCP-999 Pikachu again. So now it is a cuddle puddle, I think this is terminologically called. That is quite nice sketches. Very nice. And the Dr. Shermlax design that you made up is very adorable. Let's see, if I come over here and I come down here and I remove that and I save it, then I come back and I come on. And I save that. Okay, there we are. Nick Norman. Good. You say you're here? Well, it's good to see you. Oh. Oh my. Um... Oh, crud. I just got the opportunity to extend the office hours. But I need to message the research lab and make sure they are not going to do a certain test. Wait a minute. Sorry, give me just one moment. If you have art that you want to share, I see you, Okloa. Tag the desk and send a link. And that is the best way to get art onto the stream quickly and easily. I'm gonna go vague for one moment. I've got to do something with the signal here. Okay, good. Sorry to have to disappear like that. We're handling a security matter. Boom. Okay. That should do it. All right, so by my estimation, that just turned this from a coffee break to an office hours. We actually just gained some time because they're not going to let me over there until they clear up the security issue. Essentially, I'm on lockdown now. Great. Well, at least you guys are here and giving me some interesting hypotheticals to look at, so that helps. Now, where was I? Foxpax, thank you for donating again. From the paperwork we found, their name is Surge, and appear to have been kidnapped from their family. I'm unfamiliar with Tenrex in general, let alone one's named Surge. But keep interviewing it and do your best to get some more intel. Jonathan, thank you for donating again. Dr. Sherman, I've encountered a version of me going on and on about the Void. Like, I know about it and use it, but I'm not driven insane by it. Well, the Void does make many people crazy. It's not shocking that it made an alternate universe version of you go crazy. So, you know, if you can just get it out of our universe, that would be nice. Or at least get it into a containment cell. Commissar, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself a blintz on your way past the commissary. Hey guys, here again to clock in. Well, good to see you at work, soldier. Dr. Puppeteer, thank you for donating again. I've checked there, and it is not there. I'm losing my mind. I'm running around with a chicken without its head. Calm down. Somebody will find it. I see a couple people mentioning that there are only 18 likes on the stream. I don't know what you guys are seeing, but I see us as having 87 likes. So perhaps hit the like button again and see if it keeps going up on my end and if it stays where it is on your end. We're running an experiment now, hitting the like button. How glorious for the YouTube algorithm. Yeah, it just jumped up to 99 on my end. You are right. The stream does say coffee break due to where we were before. I need to change it to an office hours. There we go. Now, one more thing I need to do because of that security breach. Not a Five Nights at Freddy's security breach, please. Different security breach. Do 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 do. All right, we put that over there. We get rid of that. We put this here. And we are in business, organized, set. Andrea, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a Snickers bar on your way past the commissary. Hello, I am becoming part of CI by tomorrow. You will be taken out back and shot if you threaten to join the Chaos Insurgency again. We do not take treason calmly. Commissar, thank you for donating again. What SCP would be a perfect tank crew for an Abrams? I do not, to my knowledge, find that to be considerable of usual anomalous containment procedures. Although the living Legos did in fact make a tank. So I'm going to assume the living Legos would be a pretty good tank crew, actually. Just based on the fact that it already happens. Already happened during testing. So SCP Living Lego, that's SCP-387. There you go, I answered. I knew it. I had the knowledge. Pilinde, thank you for your subscription to Site 42. Welcome to staff. Emil, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a York Peppermint Patty on your way past the commissary. Could the vending machine make the Venom symbiote? It can give you a cup of Joe. So what it would give you this much of symbiote. That would be a, so probably a portion of a symbiote, which is a portion of a symbiote. The whole symbiote? No. But would it be capable of bonding with you? I don't remember. But would it have the sentience? Also, I don't know, because can Venom split between two? Can Venom possess two people at once? I don't think the answer is yes. So, I think you would get a portion of symbiote. Now, what that portion of symbiote does, that is up to the laws of symbiotes in that universe. Kyla, thank you for donating again. Dr. Sherman, would you like me to record different phrases Kyla uses? Well, that's certainly up to you. I am simply here answering your questions about the SCP verse. What you do with that information, that's all up to you. Okloa Basoala. I told you to submit the art. You want to tag the Desk of Alto Clef, our moderator, in the chat, and find a way to send the link to Desk. Desk passes it to me through the back channels. That's the easiest way to get art my way. Commissar, thank you for donating again. I swear if someone mentions FNFA, I will use my native language, which is Afrikaans, so to explain that you are in grave danger. Is FNFA a different variation of Five Nights at Freddy's? Oh no, it's just you typoed the A and the F. I get it now. Sorry. I got confused because my brain thought that FNF was FNAF, even though, no, that's Friday Night Funkin'. It's a different thing. I'm caught up. I'm caught up. I'm caught up on you. Anyways. Why does the Foundation not keep a bag on 096's head 24/7? Intern Alexander Studios. The thing is, keeping a bag on its head all the time is unethical. The Ethics Committee hates that idea. They won't let us do it. And anyways, if we put a bag on its head, it just rips the bag off. It has crazy sharp claws, so the bag just goes away no matter what. 2 ways that it doesn't work. Silent Follower, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself a taco on your way past the commissary. Oh my god, I'm so glad you're live. You saved me from a terrible day at work. What did I miss? Well, we are 30 minutes into the stream, and so far, I got kicked out of my stakeout location because the Shark Punching Center blew up my favorite coffee shop to hurt someone from the Serpent's Hand, who was a half-shark entity, which is why they were after him. And through a comedy of errors, we accidentally revealed that to the UIU and the GOC, but not the Shark Punching Center. They already knew. And so I am in the Audiophonics lab because my stakeout location has been compromised. Also, if you look at the thumbnail and the title, they are regarding SCP-5999 because A, YouTuber Davis Morgan, who does creepypasta as well as SCP writing breakdowns, did an excellent breakdown on SCP-599, codename This Is Where I Died. And when I showed it to the primary author, Shaggy, because I was on the team for that article, I did very minor contributions. Shaggy basically wrote most of it. When I showed it to Shaggy, they enjoyed the breakdown that was so well thought through so much that they gave their own extra credit breakdown in the comments of that video. So you can read the comments of that video to see even more lore and secret unrevealed lore, because Shaggy was waiting for someone to unlock the secrets, and Davis got close enough that they earned more secrets. So check out that video. It's a good video, especially when you realize the kind of immersive elements involved. It's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. I became a member of Davis Morgan's channel because of that. I'm going to support that person making more SCP stuff. Oh, I'm seeing some things in the back channels here. Oh, Ash Lover, this is your, this is the anomaly you've been working on for a while. I recognize this. You were asking me about what object class a sentient basket of fruit is. And it seems like you've decided also that the sentient basket of fruit eats you. So, yeah, that is, whether it is carnivorous or not, it's still just a basket of fruit. So it's not going anywhere, still object class safe. Meanwhile, Meanwhile, I guess Rockster is trying to make some bodies in the water happen, but remember, you do not. You got the words wrong. You do not recognize the bodies in the water, please. Fox Packs & Co., thank you for donating again. Good lord, I just can't get away from these SOBs. Sherman, got a situation here. The GOC has found us here and we're currently engaged in a firefight. What is going on today? The GOC is all over the place. The groups of interest are really riled up. There must be something going on. Ugh, I don't like the idea of having to work overtime, but it really does seem like there is some sort of a anomalous event in the works. There's a lot of activity where normally things are a bit quieter. Oh, I got a bad feeling about this. Andrea, thank you for donating again. Just found out that the CI want to raid cafeteria to get your coffee. By the way, what happens if someone slaps 096 in the face? Why do they want my coffee? It's just coffee. It's good coffee. The CI can't get good coffee? Serves them right, the D-bags. Frogman, first of all, good to see you in the chat. Thank you for being a member. And you are correct. We currently have more likes than viewers. But the viewers just spiked up. So keep hitting that like button to keep winning, people. I believe in your abilities. You are the excellent Site-42 staff. Unstoppable. Can someone explain what this stream is actually about? Is it about making SCP characters, or is it a normal stream? Intern Kit does stuff. I am happy to explain. I, Dr. Theron Sherman, Site Director of Site-42, stream these office hours. Imagine you're at college, and you're taking classes, and then once in a while, the professor, has an office hours. They keep their door open. You can come in, you can ask them questions, you can study, you can learn more about what you're looking at, you can talk shop. That's what we're working on here. This is my office hours. So you guys come in here, I answer your SCP Foundation related questions, whether it's about the anomalies we contain or the staff that contains the anomalies, the containment procedures. Sometimes we spitball hypothetical containment procedures for anomalies outside of the SCP universe, such as, say, the Transformers or King Kong or Godzilla. People want to know how to contain those? That's how we do it. You'll notice a lot of role-playing in the chat, if I'm speaking out of character, regular Sherman would say. And, yeah, that's fair. It happens. But as long as it doesn't get out of hand and stop us from being clear and polite and communicative. Kamiso? Oh, and by the way, to answer your other question, Andrea, if you slap 096 in the face, it doesn't care unless you look at its face. Which, to slap it in the face, you're probably more than likely going to need to look at it to get a good slap. I mean, you want to keep your eye on the ball after all. So if you try to, like, do a no-look slap, you're probably not going to make very good contact. But hey, maybe it won't move long enough for you to make a slap. TLDR, unless you look at its face, it doesn't care. Kamisar, thank you for donating again. I have a question, though, about what firearm that I'm allowed to carry when I'm doing my researcher duties. Also, you should read up on the Metal Gear Solid lore. I think you would like it. Oh, Kojima-san, I do need to study that universe more closely. Also, I'm not one for firearms. That's more of a Clef thing. So I'll let Des give me an answer on what the best sidearm for a researcher should be on the field when you're in the lab. Because you don't want anything crazy when you're in the lab. You want a standard firearm, sidearm at best. But Des will let me know about that once the chat catches up to the text. Now, Intern Kit does stuff. Would the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles be considered SCPs? So, a very common type of question we get And the answer is because they are in another universe, another fandom, so to speak, they are anomalous, yes. Mutant turtles with ninjutsu skills are in fact anomalous, that is true. But to be an official SCP, it needs to be on the SCP Wiki database proper. And so you'll notice the SCP Wiki has all the SCPs, of course, but it also has anomalies from other groups of interest. So Icky, the magical clown from Herman Fuller's Circus of the Disquieting, is anomalous, but it is not an SCP because we do not have an SCP document of it. Anything that the Global Occult Coalition has in containment, those are not SCPs, but they are anomalous. That's the cut here. So the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are anomalous, but they're not SCPs. Brazen Shield, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Commissar, thank you for donating again. Okay, who took their waifu? That's the only reason. Who took whose waifu? What waifu? Is it an anomalous waifu? Is this some sort of fictive thing? What are you doing? On behalf of Desk, please remember in the chat for moderators' ease, we only speak English, so please speak English with us. And do not use any crazy fonts that make it hard to read. That is against the bylaws of the office hours. Dr. Sherman, why is Dr. Kane Pathos Crow a dogman? Well, Tarleton Fox, I don't remember off the top of my head, but I know Desk knows. Desk, when you get the opportunity, let me know about that sidearm for Commissar. As well, let me know about why Kane Pathos Crow is a dog, because I don't remember that, but I know you do. Dr. Puppeteer, thank you for your donating again. I'll help you with the GOC bullshit, as long as you help me find 999. I didn't get any sleep, I'm running on caffeine. You know, Dr. Puppeteer, I'm also a little low on sleep, and this whole having my stakeout location scuttled is rather frustrating, so... what a day for all of us. Yeah, once we're done with office hours, I'll come help you find 999. You know what? That goo boy isn't very hard to find. I mean, it is a 1 meter by 3 meter slime. It's not exactly small. So I'm sure it'll turn up even before we're done here. Never caught SCP. Thank you for donating again. In Russian, why haven't you caught me yet, my friend? Well, I only know about you. You said you have a friend. I don't even know if you actually have a friend. You might be putting us on a ruse to throw us off the track of you. So that is that. Artists on the rooftop. The auto mod keeps catching your all caps lock screaming. Please stop retyping the same message. Intern Warwick, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Kyla, thank you for donating again. Please feel free to comment on one of the pictures of a list of what you think Kyla should say. Oh no, I can't possibly write your character for you. That is, you've got to make your creativity shine there. I am just the professor of SCP knowledge. I tell you guys about the tropes, but I can't do the heavy lifting. You guys gotta write it, man. That's a big deal. Commissar. The Foundation would have a standard firearm, likely a pistol of some sort with extensive safety training. Heavier weaponry such as rifles and security are for security staff. So yes, I'm sure we have a vast array of standard sidearms for you to choose from while you're on researcher duty. Andrea, thank you for donating again. Just for curiosity, are you still going to upload videos besides the shorts and the lives? Yes, but I am working in the behind the scenes to make them a lot better than they used to be. And you might notice, when I write my SCP articles, they're all rather short and simple. I am a yapper, and I'm a theater college dropout, out of character. And so, for me, I'm trying to push myself to the next level on the video scripts, but ooh, it's taken me some time. So don't worry, I'm working on stuff. It's just, I'm working to make the best chef cook I can. I'm cooking over here, I'm cooking. Chester Factory, thank you for reminding me to check the Ko-Fi. I appreciate your reminder. Chester Factory, thank you for donating on the Ko-Fi for the first time of this stream. Grab yourself a blue milk on your way past the commissary. Have you seen XKCD-391? Well, I was a big fan of XKCD back in the day, so probably, but XKCD-391. Anti-mind virus. You just won the game. It's okay, you're free. Ah, yes, I do remember this one. A get out of game free coupon. (729-J). Thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Please grab yourself a glass of hydrochloric acid on your way past the commissary. I am working on making sure my 729-J's can carry firearms. They don't have hands. You don't have hands. How are they supposed to carry firearms? And how are you doing any of this? Dun, 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 dun. Commissar, thank you for donating again. No, sir, I'm thinking that someone took the GOC's waifu. The GOC aren't really the waifu side kind, are they? Well, I guess they are worldwide, and therefore some of them would be from cultures that are more waifu-centric. You know, I never thought about it like that. Interesting point. Time check. We are at the 48-minute mark of what has become approximately a 3-hour stream, and office hours, in fact. In fact, really quickly, let me double check something in my calendar real quick. If I'm going here, and I'm there for that's 2.5. So if I want to be there by, it's 2.5, we're here. So at the very least, we'll be here another hour, if not an hour and a half. No, that'll bring us to, we should be able to do the full 3 hours. We should be able to do the full 3 hours, I think. Honant, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself some atomic warheads on your way past the commissary. The tasty sour candy, not an actual bomb, please. Can't believe I have to correct some of you interns about that. Friendly reminder, do not open the redacted. When you redact the containment procedures, we don't know what you're talking about. This was such a problem in the early days. People get addicted to the smell of black markers. And Chester Factory, you are correct. I did forget to read the rest of that because I got distracted by 391. XKCD 391. Also, do you think a hand drill that can insert or remove any screws or bolts within a specified area would be considered a safe class anomaly? Well, the hand drill can't move on its own. It's just an object, therefore it's safe. Remember, safe, Euclid, and Keter refer to containment difficulty, not any sort of danger or profile. And so if it is an object that you could stick in a containment locker and it will just stay there, that's safe. It stays in the box without needing to be looked after. It's only when it can escape on its own that it would be upgraded to Euclid or Keter. Foxpacks & Co., thank you for donating again. I think they're doing saying a lot of things as types of vids. Going back up to your previous note to see what you mean there. GOC has got you in a firefight. And then you're saying, I think they're doing saying a lot of things as types of vids. Foxpacks, I don't actually quite understand that. I wonder who you were talking about at that point. I will try to keep an eye on chat if you clarify. Meanwhile, Thunderbirds fan, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a turkey leg on your way past the commissary. I saw SCP-999 hanging out with a D-class. Well, I don't like giving D-class access to 999, but at least we know where it is. The Smoking Auditor, thank you for donating twice in a row for your first time, as well as being a member. Grab yourself a jawbreaker on your way past the commissary. I have a picture of 096. It's for sale if you want it. You have multiple pictures. You're not going to sell them to us. You're going to put them in a folder where they can't be seen, and you're going to hand them to us so that we may contain them and or destroy them. And if you refuse, you are going to have problems. Okay, the person who was asking for things a character would say. Yeah, that was Kyla. I get what you're saying. The only thing is I don't get what you're saying as saying a lot of things as type of vid. I've never heard of this format of video. My old man Foundation researcher side is catching up to me. SCP-061-IT, thank you for what I think is your first donation for today's stream. So make sure to get yourself a calming cup of jasmine tea on your way past the commissary. SCP-457 has triggered the motion sensor. 457, the flaming man, right? All right, well, turn on the sprinklers, give it a spritz, get it back into the center of its containment cell. Topaz, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a cupcake on your way past the commissary. Can't donate more, sorry. Read my normal chat, though. Read your normal chat, though. Well, I'll see if this pulls it up. I have to go to another menu. A reminder, even if you cannot donate in general, I try to read some white names and some chat in between the donations. And even if you can't donate, as long as you're watching, subscribing, liking the stream, doing all that YouTube business, you are a valued member of Mobile Task Force Psi-42, codename the Signal Boosters. And part of our mission to signal boost the SCP community and anyone who interacts with it in a way that is awesome. Like Davis Morgan's SCP-5999 video. I want to signal boost that because when Davis Morgan gets support from the SCP community, hopefully he'll keep doing SCP stuff. Doesn't have to be all SCP stuff. Some of his creepypasta stuff I enjoyed as well. But I just don't want him to leave the SCP community. I think he's a cool guy who should hang out with us some more. We can do that for SCP filmmakers and game devs, and of course support the SCP community proper. So, with your service of signal boosting these people. I appreciate your service. This is how we boost the SCP community the best of our ability. Excuse me, Dr. Sherman, do you yet have a body of a woman that refuses to decay or retain any injuries, even though she's dead? If so, stop trying to harm the body. Trust me, you don't want to be doing that. Well, I don't know about this experiment, so whatever site this is at, you're going to have to get in touch with their site director, and yeah, I have no intel on this whatsoever. Not my circus, not my monkeys. Commissar, thank you for donating again. Thank you, Dr. Sherman. I believe a standard 45 caliber sidearm will do. That makes sense. That sounds like the right fit. And I want to make a custom mobile task force that's made up of veteran security officers. I will call them the White Badges. All right, what is their designation, though? Moose 37, Delta 9, Beta 15. What's their classification? Code name, White Badges. Is there any SCP facility in Brazil? Well, I can look that up real quick. For those of you who are I see a lot of it in the chat right now saying, hey, thank you for your service for growing the SCP Foundation. Guys, I appreciate you as well. Site 42 is named what it is because it's not just the Dr. Sherman show. Eventually, we're going to bring on other YouTubers. We're going to do game theory. We're going to do a dropout. We're going to create a cast here. People doing shows. We're going to have SCP, stuff like that, because I'm a one-man show. I can't do it all alone. And more importantly, it's not just whoever's on the channel. You guys are the reasons we can do this stuff. You guys are the reason that I can say, Mobile Task Force Psi-42, Signal Boosters, go! And we can get a bunch of viewers on a video. We can get a bunch of people to download a game. We can then get, for every 100 people that we get to watch something, at least 1 to 10 of them will be able to donate. So it's just a numbers game. And the more we play the game, the more we signal boost, the more we succeed. So you guys, I salute you. I appreciate you guys saluting me in return. That's what teammates do. Now, as I was saying, Brazil. SCP Foundation facilities in Brazil. So, first of all, we do have a Portuguese language branch of the SCP database. So there's a bunch of SCP articles written in Portuguese that you could be reading. Now, Facility 57 is located in Brazil. And now it's just listing a bunch of places where there are sites. North region, Amazonas and Manaus. Northeast region, Bahia, Porto Seguro, Cidade Alta, Salvador. The redacted site there. Southeast region, you got Rio de Janeiro, Itaguai, and then Christ the Redeemer is something? Huh. And then Sao Paulo has a site. So yeah, we got a bunch of them. Coleman Fight, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a enchilada on your way past the commissary. If Dr. Gordon Freeman were for SCP, where would he work? Well, I feel like Dr. Freeman would feel most comfortable in a dimensional capacity at this point. He's certainly been through enough. Yeah, I think dimensional portals, either we would give him the choice. We would either let him do dimensional portals, or we would keep him as far away from dimensional portals as he wanted in honor of his service. Man, YouTube has just changed the format of the chat, and it's really annoying. Chaos Goblin Dogs. I see you made some art. But. What do you mean? Hey, no more candy. You ate your food for a week. How do you say no to this face? You're treading a dangerous line. I'm not gonna do anything to you, but how long have I been muted? What is the last thing I said? Can you hear me now? Okay. What is the last thing I said? Yep, that was just a fat finger on the camera. When I turn the screen around, the mute button is right below it. So, then I will just go back to what I was saying. I answered a question from an intern, Chris. Intern Chris says, I thought of an SCP idea and it's kind of silly where it can turn stuff into eggs of any kind. So, what is the SCP? What is the object? What is turning things into eggs? And why is it turning things into eggs? And for what purpose? And what kind of eggs? Is it a person? Is it a package of eggs that you put a cup of coffee into and then it turns into eggs? The Smoking Auditor, thank you for donating again. SCP-096 pictures on sale for $1 million. $1 million. Or they'll be listed to your dimensional internet. Does a non-employed dimensional entity. I'm not affected by pics. Everyone's affected by 096's pics. You are going to be chased already by having seen them. Now, the question of can it reach you? That depends on when a dimensional portal opens to your site. Now, SCP-096 is, in fact, as far as we can tell, an immortal entity. At least it's not aging at a site we know. And that means that once a door opens, it will get you. Which is why you should just give us the photos, man. Give us the photos. We'll handle it. You don't need to worry about it. Just give the photos away. We'll take care of them. Commissar, thank you for 2 donations in a row. Mobile Task Force, BW789 designation, white bandage. White bandage or white badges? And also, what is BW789? Usually we use Greek letters like Alpha 9 or Delta 7 or Kappa 5. Although, I guess there is no canon, so you could change the designations if you wanted to. You get on your knees now. A command from Mobile Task Force BW789 officer members will be called officers. You're really changing a lot of the terminology here. It sounds strange to me. It seems like maybe you're writing something for another group of interest, perhaps. And .coms are off. Repeat that. My bad with the fat fingering with the camera. That was my bad. I'm glad we're back. Kyla, thank you for donating again. Almost finished with the picture. Well, thank you for the update. Cool Man Fight, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a Dr. Pepper on your way past the commissary. Dr. Sherman, I once invented a thing called a Snyder. That's spider and snake fusion. What do you think of that? I don't like spiders. And I don't like snakes. And I especially don't like people making anomalies. Do you know how much more work we have to do? Oh, I'm so cross with you right now. See you, man, hopefully soon at Michael at Site 42. Ah, intern Michael, you're being shipped over here, aren't you? Yeah, I think I saw something about a transfer request. Junior Researcher HLG, good to see you in the chat. And does anybody have the last 2 days' gay homework for Junior Researcher HLG here? I know yesterday's is SCP-5999, and we're going to be doing that soon. Wasn't the day before second and third date, or did I put something in between there? I think the one in between, I think the one the day before was second and third date, the tails. But I might be mistaken. I might be missing one in the middle. Intern Chris, you're saying it's a human that can turn things into egg. Okay. Does it do it on purpose or does it do it on accident? Does it like turning things into eggs or does it apologize when it turns something into an egg? Cool Man Fight, does that mean I would end up at Site 42 in prison for life for the Snyder idea? If we can catch you, then yes. I will put you in a containment cell if you keep making anomalies. That's for sure. In fact, just because you can make anomalies, you're going in a box. Commissar, thank you for donating again. At least we don't have to deal with Foxhound. Fair. They're kind of annoying. Amber, good to see you in the chat. Thank you for being a member. Wait, what are you doing not in the field? Hi, by the way. Hello to you. It's a long story and we open stream with it, but to fast forward through it, our stakeout location got scuttled because Steve had a nice chat up with a person who happened to be a UIU agent and told him about my favorite coffee shop. And when the UIU agent went to my favorite coffee shop, they ran into a member of the Serpent's Hand who was veiled to look like a human, but they were actually a half human, half shark person. And I forget who they ran into then. I think it was the GOC at this point. And then everything went to hell. It's at the beginning of the stream. It's the first thing we talked about. I'm still a little woozy from the shockwave of the explosion. Which is the perfect not at all segue to gay homework. That's right. It is time for gay homework, otherwise known as Site 42's Pride Month recommendation of the day. So we are going to talk about today's Pride homework. But first, we've got to start with yesterday's Pride homework. Yesterday's gay homework was SCP-5999, codename I'm not okay, but I'm living anyway. And I will wait 5 seconds for the chat to catch up, and you can start telling me what you read and what you thought about it. This is a book club after all. Actually, I'm bored. I'm just going to start talking and I'll read you guys' next. So for me, I wanted this to be the gay homework because this is very similar in example to SCP-2721 to me, in that it's a very self-insert-y kind of character. It does the very, very kind of cringe dialogue feeling that 2721 gives me with the Tumblr speak. This gives me with young people on Discord speak. It's the same vibe. It stresses me out to even trying to read it because my body's going, oh, I'm too old for this shit, man. I'm too old for this. But I can tell, outside of my experience that I don't like reading it, that it is well made. It is in character. And I can tell that because when I get to the discussion page, everyone there is saying, oh my God, this is literally me. Oh my God, this is so meaningful. Oh my God, this is so real, bro. And I'm just like, I can tell. I can tell it's good, even if I don't like it. And so it's essentially, this is our new version of SCP-2721 to me, where it's a very well-written article. I don't have to like it to notice that, and I'm not gonna, even though it's good. So, that is what I wanted to show you guys, is articles like that do still exist. I even upvoted it. I don't like it, but I upvoted it. That's how I feel about it. And I'm sure we have our audience here who half of you were like, yeah, this is great. I love this. And some of us were like, ooh, okay, I don't want to deal with this anymore. So, that is the lesson of this gay homework, besides, it being a non-binary shapeshifter. So obviously that is part of the LGBTQ aspect of it as well. Now, I am moving from an SCP that I told you, it's good even if I don't like it, to an SCP I really freaking like. Today's gay homework is SCP-5372. SCP-5372. Codename, My Gift to You, O Love. SCP-5372, codename, My Gift to You, O Love. By author Ori Tiefling. Ori knocks it out of the park every time I read an Ori article. So, look forward to this. I like this one. We'll talk about it more tomorrow. Read it when you get the opportunity. And now that I've popped back to the chat is repopulating. While the chat repopulates, Capybara, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a packet of beef jerky on your way past the commissary. And you asked, hypothetically, how would one contain multiple instances of SCP-939 that escaped to a small town? Asking for a friend, signed Dr. Jansen, Dutch Departmenter. So I would suggest, that's kind of hard because they are very good hunters. You're going to need a big task force, and you're going to need enough D-Class to use as bait. Do you know how many 939s are in the town? We need as much intel as possible. I'm being told that a user by the name of Bob Sheldon Hater has some art to see. But where did the art get posted? Is it on Twitter? Is it on YouTube? I need more information, or more likely just give a link to Desk in the chat who can send it to me through the back channels. Commissar, thank you for donating again. I better get back to work. I'll try to keep you posted, and also made a lesbian story that I need to get back to, too. Hey, keep making gay art. We love that for you. And do good work. We'll be here. Cool Man Fight, thank you for donating again. I also invented a salt teleport gun that teleports salt into the nearest drinks, but not coffee. Do people salt their coffee? I did not know people salt their coffee. You know what? I'm just making a decision that Genesis Football, between your profile picture of the doctor we don't talk about, as well as the weird references to a weird Nazi guy, I'm just putting you on timeout. I'm not interested. I mean, I would like salt for my margarita. That's a great place to teleport salt for your salt gun. And then a Bloody Mary is good with some salt. Yeah. Yeah. But salted coffee. I've heard of buttered coffee. I've never heard of salted coffee, but if you're going to butter your coffee, I guess you could use salted butter for your coffee. Huh. Well, I'll try anything twice, so maybe I'll give that a shot sometime. Capybara, thank you for donating again. For this hypothetical, let's say 17. Well, I bet you're going to need something like... probably requisition 2 to 3 D-class per 939 instance, because not all of them are going to make it to the bait location. That's going to be a real pain and a lot of resources. You're going to need to get some resources there. You're going to need to make this up to us somehow. Foxpax, thank you for donating again. This is Mobile Task Force Solaris 9, Lieutenant Anderson, codename Jaguar, reporting on the FNAF mission. The girls are fine, just being rather moody, which is to be expected. Well, I'll deal with moody more than I'll deal with anomalous, now non-animatronics eating people. So let's stick with moody. Moody sounds great, actually. Do-do-do-do-do. All right. I am making a quick stream rule, everyone. Pay attention. This is a stream rule being handed down from the site director. While I do love you guys' art, and I do love encouraging art, I do need to make sure the whole stream is not just art unrelated to the channel. I have to keep a limit on this somehow. And so while I appreciate you guys making art, if it's just your OC, I'm not going to roll with that in the future. The 2 I have right now from Stella Wasp and from Bob, these are the last 2 I'm going to show that are just your OCs. From now on, it's got to include Site 42. It's got to include Dr. Sherman. It's got to include an SCP. It's got to include something relevant to the stream, please. That way we're not just showing a lot of unrelated art. As much as I love seeing art, I got to keep the focus. You know what I mean? So here are the last 2 under the... sliding under the door like Indiana Jones, grabbing your hat from the other side. These are the last 2 arts that are an OC, but not specifically related to SCP in a canon way. So here is your SCP OC, which is a B. And then here is your OC that is some sort of ram person. It looks like a person riding a ram, maybe. No, Stella, don't apologize. It's not that you didn't know, it's that the rule didn't exist. And I am making it now. Lucia, thank you. I did not accidentally mute myself this time. You have no need to apologize. I am making the rule now because it's something I've been thinking in the back of my head, but I keep forgetting to say. Opinion on My Chemical Romance. They rock. One of my first concerts that I ever went to in college was My Chem opening for Story of the Year. That was so cool. Dr. Puppeteer, thank you for donating again. I'm going to get some damn sleep. I've been on the caffeine for three whole days, so I'll see you in tomorrow's stream. Signed, Dr. Puppeteer. Yes, please, napping, sleeping is important. Get proper rest. Do it. I think the last one is a reference to I have no mouth and I must scream. I might be wrong, though. I think you're right. And, I do enjoy that short story as well. I believe you are correct. What's happening over here? Ah, yes. We've awoken Shaggy Dreadlocks. Now that people are talking about SCP-5999 again, I'm getting tweet threads of Shaggy and people talking about the article back and forth. I love it when we get into the deep lore. Buttered coffee is delicious. You emulsify the Buddha with the coffee. I think you said emulsify the butter with the coffee, but I love the idea that the coffee emulsifies the Buddha within the butter. I think that is a pretty funny concept. Yeah, butter coffee is something I thought I would try sometime because the fitness guys all seem to like it, but I just never did it. I never got to it. Aoki, literally you just put a dab of butter in your coffee. That's all it is. Instead of using cream and sugar, you put butter. That way you're still putting a dairy in it, but it's not sugary. Amber Chaos, you just read 5999. I need to read it again to understand it better. Now, a great way to understand it would be to look at Shaggy's notes in the discussion, as well as go to the YouTube video that I linked in the description, and Shaggy is commenting there. Shaggy's YouTube channel, I think, is called Horrible Audio, and they're giving a big clinic on the secrets of SCP-5999 right now. I love seeing it. Capybara, thank you for donating again. Hypothetically, what would you do if the earlier mentioned 939 instances ate the entire town and most likely spread to other towns? Quickly, please. You need to get the situation under control. Your career is depending on this. I'm not giving you any more hints on how to do your job. Get it together. Quickly. Yes, I wanted to read it before I watched that new vid. Cool. Good idea. Good thinking. Cool Man Fight, thank you for donating again. Can I join Site 42 Research and Development? I promise not to pursue the Snyder. And Dr. Sherman, what's your favorite animal? I'm getting a little worried about your motives here. I can't lie. It seems a little troubling. You'll have to talk to the R&D team. You'll have to interview. And you'll have to promise not to make more anomalies. Meanwhile, lions and peacocks are the coolest animals. Desk Okloa Basola is in the chat wanting to send you some art. So they want your Twitter account. I know you're some variant of Desk of Altoclef on all platforms. I just don't know if your Twitter is one of thes or not. What would happen if an anomaly from the Backrooms no-clipped into reality? Well, Intern Yellow, we would have to contain it. And then Async would get in a big fight with us over custody, and it would be really annoying, and there would be a protracted diplomatic battle between the two organizations. I'd rather that not be the case. OMG, I'm a big fan. Well, Intern Pool, glad to hear you appreciate our work. Dr. Sherman, is there any SCPs that is just a normal dude that got mistaken as an anomaly? I know there's an anomaly that makes everyone around consider it to be a normal person even though it's not. And I do think that there is an anomaly that is a normal person, but its anomalous effect is everyone thinks it's anomalous. So the anomalous effect is that we all think it's both anomalous and dangerous, even though it's just a normal person. Except it's not a normal person because it's anomalous, because it's making us think it's anomalous. Oh no, I've gone cross-eyed. Is the anomaly you? Intern J, I am shocked and surprised at you. I am a normal anomaly. I am completely non-anomalous. Not a normal anomaly, a non-anomaly. A non-anomaly. An anomalyless person. I am just an average, normal researcher and site director. I am a normal human being. Hi, last stream until August, so I canceled my membership till then. Drowsy, Godspeed on your hard work. We'll see you on the other side. Does 3008 have any plushes, and are they anomalous? The plushies in SCP-3008, the Infinite IKEA, are non-anomalous to our knowledge. Although the Blahages are a particular focus of the Shark Punching Center regardless. You're saying SCP-5994 is called normal human beings? Well, it's called normal human beings, but, you know, it is a collective designation for a cluster of extraterrestrial entities that wear human skin suits. So, that is, they're not actually normal human beings. The name is ironic. Chris the Dire Wolf Boy, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. As make sure to grab yourself a side of bacon on your way past the commissary. Dr. Sherman is a normal anomaly confirmed. No, I just misspoke. I'm tired. I didn't get my espresso lemonade today because the street blew up. Just my luck. Capybara, thank you for donating again. A guy in the town made a bomb in his illegal basement, which the 939s took residence in, and it blew them up, Dr. Jansen. So you're saying we don't have the entities in containment anymore. You're saying they're deceased, they're decommissioned, they're terminated, they're neutralized? This is a complete and utter failure. You know you're going to be demoted for this, right? Joe's Milk, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Grab yourself a cup of cider on your way past the commissary. Can SCP-294 give me a brimming glass of spiders? I don't think it's been known to dispense arachnids, although if you asked for some spider cider, you might get some cider made from spiders by spiders for spiders. It's so funny how he calls everyone interns, not knowing I have a level 5 access card for Site 19. Jay, I'm looking in this stream right now and I'm seeing you have a white name. Interns have white names. Level 1 researchers, mobile task force captains, overseers, they all have green names. It's just the way that it is. I'm just telling you what I calls it like I sees it. Christopher, thank you for donating again. Want some 420-J? Not right now. I'm already having a bit of a cough going because of my early morning streaming, plus the stress of having my stakeout location scuttled. So what I'm going to do actually is I've run out of coffee. I'm going to go get a second glass of coffee. So in the meantime, please entertain yourselves with Dr. Chair. I will return shortly. All right, was that an educational moment? Dr. Chair, thank you for your support. Chair, 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 chair guy, the science guy. Oh, yes. I'm so sorry to take you away from your favorite researcher, Dr. Chair. Is Dr. Chair breedable? Stop trying to fraternize with the anomalies. No. You thirsty hooers. Christopher, thank you for donating again. An everlasting coffee cup. I would love that. That sounds wonderful. And then sits in Dr. Chair. Well, thank you for keeping Dr. Chair warm. Joe's Milk, thank you for donating again. We love you, Dr. Chair. You see, you've got the support of the team. Where is the Dr. Chair fan art desk? Oh, my word. Welcome back, Dr. Sherman. Dr. Chair was just giving a lecture on why fraternizing with anomalies is good for preventing breaches. I disagree personally, but it was fascinating. Guys, that was satire. Dr. Chair was doing a bit. Dr. Chair was having a laugh. He's been working on his stand-up comedy. You gotta give him some support. You can't take it seriously. Drowsy, thank you for your strange member message. I think membership is paid on my canceled card. That seems weird. Maybe it's just till the end of the month then or something. Christopher, thank you for donating again to ask Joe's Milk Cheesus. Ah, yes. Is Joe's Milk Cheesus or is it Joe's Clown Milk? That was stand-up? Sounds like he should work on his sit-down. Ba-doom-ts. Titanborn. Nice. Weezer Prince Music, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Doctor, why is there a 939 instance in my office? Why are they everywhere today? Why are they all over the place? Just keep it locked in your office. We already had 17 of them destroyed accidentally. We cannot lose another instance. We have more research to do. Get them. Why should we call the Scarlet King an it when it's a, quote, king, so its pronouns should be he, him? And also, since the Scarlet King has kids, does that mean its kids call him Scarlet Daddy? It's about the dumbest thing I've ever read. I thought I was exhausted before, but that hurt. Mentally, I do feel dumber for having read that. I feel like no mimetic filter or cognitohazard prevention or any level of cognitive resistance value could have protected this stream from what you just did. First of all, the Scarlet King is an eldritch being. It's not a human. It is definitely going to be an it. Cthulhu is an it. Nylathorpe is an it. The Scarlet King is an it. Hands down. And no one is calling it Daddy. Capybara, thank you for donating again. I'm confused. They gave me a Coke and a promotion. Did you walk into a global occult coalition office? Did you get hired by the enemy? Christopher, thank you for donating again. Puts 939s back in their box. Stay. Well, I sure hope so. Chaos Goblin Dogs, I'm being shown an apology from SCP-5999. I'm sorry for saying no more candy. Is ice cream okay? Well, the boy is getting fed. That's pretty sweet. Weezer, thank you for donating again. Oh, by the way, 079 got access to Philosophy 101. Good luck. Well, 079 is just an AI. I mean, is it going to get more morose because it's because now it's philosophical about its being trapped in its single computer? I mean, That doesn't sound any more annoying than usual. Soul Hunter, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself a bag of Takis on your way past the commissary. 035 is going to make a visit at Phoenix Salt Lake. First of all, 035 is going nowhere because it's staying in its freaking box. Second of all, 87 days. All right, well, since I've got a warning, I guess the next thing to do is to save this date and heighten security in the lead up to keep 035 in its box. September 25th to 27th, 2025 at the Salt Palace Convention Center. All right, I know when Phoenix Salt Lake is. We will provide extra security on that time. Thank you for the heads up on a possible containment breach. Christopher, welcome to Mobile Task Force Captainship here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. I like boxes. Well, intern Sarah, you work for the right place then. The SCP Foundation loves boxes. And even more so, putting things in the boxes. Putting anomalies in the boxes. Intern 10EA, yes, you are late, but it's only because I'm early today. We had to scuttle our stakeout position, so I had to do today's stream from the Audiophonics lab. Therefore, we had to start early. Therefore, I mean, good thing you got lucky that we ended up also getting to do a longer stream, so at least we're here. If we give an all-male mobile task force squad the gender-switching stone, would it be MTF squared? The MTF. Yes, I believe that would be a good classification for it, yes. Intern Derplord, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a bag of flaming hot Cheetos on your way past the commissary. Still evading containment, nice to be here again. Whatever universe you're in, their foundation is going to find you. It's just a matter of time. Intern Weezer, thank you for donating again. Oh, and 682 is monologuing again. It's annoying me. That morose bastard. Just put in your earplugs and just let it ride. Okla, you finally got desk your art and you made a bunch of little SCPs here. That's pretty cool. Let's check out some SCP sketches. So I don't know what 1079 is off the top of my head, but that's that. And then we've got 1762. Everyone in the chat, cry emojis are loose. Then we've got 079, being all a jerk about everything. We've got 131, staring into your soul. 058's always a pain. 999's always a joy. 173, always a pain, specifically in the neck. Oh, it's me. Great. I always love when I show up in conversation. 035, you're staying in your box. You're not going to a convention. And hey, you made the spam can genie that we talked about earlier. Spam can genie. Very nice cut. Adding on in real time. I dig it. Did not accidentally mute the stream as well. We are winning. Bottom. Da, 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 da. Oh, Cyber Scorpion, you said you made some art. Ah, it's in a Discord filter that I could not find. I don't check those very often because I get so many random requests. So you made, I'm assuming this is your OC, the Cyber Scorpion, with an SCP-999 in hand. Congratulations on your having your very own tickle monster. I may have a better nickname than Sherman the Frog. Dr. Doofenshirm? I can see this happening. A tickle monster. Fedora appears. Perry the tickle monster! One time, while I was on TikTok, I got a response from, what's his face? The Doofenshmirtz guy. What's his name? The actor's name. The creator of the show's name. God, that's going to annoy me because I know it. I know I follow him. Long story short, I made a meme doing Dan Povemeyer. Thank you, Desk. Thank you, Desk. I made a meme saying that clip. And I think he gave me like a 7 out of 10 on my Doofenshmirtz impression. Which, you know, I'm not the best at it, so it's just funny that Dan saw it. Chris, thank you for donating again. I defeated Abel. Oh, excellent. Now we just have to wait until it respawns again in its sarcophagus, but we'll be ready. Capybara, thank you for donating again. How do I handle a sudden promotion? Apparently, I handled the situation with professional insight, whatever that means. Guess you were wrong. Are you sure you didn't walk into a GOC facility and you're being offered promotions for destroying the anomalies? Because we do not offer you promotions for destroying anomalies here at the Foundation. This sounds made up at best, and at worst, you're committing treason by joining an opposing faction. Cyber Scorpion, thank you for donating as well as being a member for the first time. Grab yourself a Chicka Cherry Cola on your way past the commissary. And that was what reminded me to check the art on Discord. Charlie 10 Pro, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a bag of crisps on your way past the commissary. If Sonic's EXE was an SCP, how would it be contained? Isn't Sonic EXE just a Sega game cartridge that contains the entity? Take souls of the players of the game, so don't play the game. It's a safe class anomaly. You put the game cartridge in a box and you don't play it. That's all you need to do. Is there more to this? I'm not seeing anything that doesn't just say we can stick it in a box and call it even. Intern AA Ron. That is the most horrifying thing I have ever read in my life. And so I'm going to read it out loud for posterity. I shall describe to you what you would hate the most. A version of SCP-729-J that is made out of titanium, and its existence is the reason the tree won't scream? All you would have needed to add is spider legs to it, and I would have set you on fire for mentioning it. Christopher, thank you for donating again. It is high, not dead. You gave Abel the 420-J. All right, just shuffle it back to its box and leave it some Funyuns. Capybara, thank you for donating again. Never mind, got clubbed over the head and locked up. Hate to say I told you so, all right. Hate to say I told you so. Except that's a lie I love, saying I told you so. A note for Site 42 staff members here in the chat. If you find my Discord handle, please do not friend me out of nowhere. I ignore those because unless I know you, you shouldn't friend me on Discord. That seems just like a personable thing to do, right? Desk is a showing me. Apparently, we are sketching everyone's favorite part of today's stream, which is Dr. Chair here. So, for all of you Dr. Chair fans, Jazzy Boy has you. This is the first iteration of Dr. Chair fan art. I am confused and amused and abused and chartreused. Let's bring that down. Hi, confused. I'm Edward, aka Titanborn. Oh, so I was right. That is your user handle. I think I called you Edward the first time because I just looked at it at a glance and I got the profile picture right. And then the second time I actually saw the name, so I changed it. So that is you. Please, YouTube, give us back our names. I'm so confused this entire time. Christopher, thank you for donating again. Okay, Abel is so high that it's petting me. How do I get into the box when it's holding me? I'm having security put a fuzzy wall in Abel's containment cell. And so when you get over there, carrying Abel, you can have Abel pet the fuzzy wall. And that will help. Yeah, Silent Follower, I think you're correct. This seems to be an update to how chat works, because also it changed how I can click on people's names as a moderation tool on this side. So they've edited that as well, which complicates everything. Thanks, Daddy YouTube. Intern Wyatt. Dr. Sherman, are you an anomaly with the way you can flip that pen? Oh no, this is a completely non-anomalous skill that anyone can pick up. Look, quick tutorial time. You hold the pen between your fingers, and you start to wiggle it. And you wiggle it until it's horizontal, then you grab it. Do the next finger, you grab it. Now you gotta go over the top, boom, over the top, boom, under, over, over. You can reverse it. You can go over, under, the other direction. You practice it in both directions until you get good. Takes time. Now, if you do it with your palm up, then gravity is helping you because it keeps the pen in your hand. If you do it palm down, this is like the hyperbolic time chamber. It makes it harder because gravity is fighting you. And by default, you do it with your thumb up, like you're holding your hand by a default position. You can even, when you get better at it with your balance, you could throw a little wrist spin in there, which gives it momentum, which is a fun little twist. And that's just the basic pen spin that I taught myself while I was watching my dancers practice in the Foundation Fitness Initiative. So yeah, just practice makes perfect. Completely non-anomalous here. Just a normal site director and researcher. That's all. Christopher, thank you for donating again. Also, I'm on my mobile task force team called the Furballs. That's usually an acceptable code name. Is coming. Darkness is coming. Desk has sent me Chest to Factory, making some compilation art of two fan favorites. It's Dr. Chair and SCP-999, together at last. This is what everyone wanted in their lives. This is what you are entertained with, yes? Yes, this is the stuff I thought it might be. Pew, 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 pew. Amber asking for a time check. We are currently at almost on the dot, the 2-hour mark of this stream. And I believe if I've done my calculations correctly, we are able to stream for 30 more minutes. So it's not a full 3 hours, but you know what? It's definitely longer than a coffee break, so it still counts as an office hours. I usually put the line at like an hour and a half. If it's an hour 30 or earlier, that is a coffee break. And if it's an hour 30 or longer, it's an office hours. That's just a loose code that we're using here. Hi, Dr. Sherman. Fun fact, you got me into SCP, so thanks for that. You're welcome, Intern Magic. The more people who are into the SCP Foundation fandom, the more ability we have to support the troops who make SCP things and get better SCP games in the world. I want SCP TV shows on my desk, and that's how we're going to get them. Capybara, thank you for donating again. I'm free! Suck it. Ex-researcher Jansen. So I guess they have at least been fired, and they're on the run. We'll get them. Luca Gamer, what is your favorite SCP Afterlife? You know, I'm pretty keen on Valhalla myself. SCP-3806, literally codenamed I Am Awaited in Valhalla, is a payphone that lets you pick your afterlife. And so you can, if you find this payphone in the mausoleum of a graveyard, you are able to choose what afterlife you go to. You can reserve your spot. I think that's extremely useful. All right, delete that. Look at that. Close a couple of these excess tabs. Something's missing here. Heyo, it's me. Want to let you know that Sherman the Frog drawing from last stream was drawn by a friend of mine. Well, Avery, your friend did a good job. It was a very silly meme. It is well appreciated. Unfailing Eagle. I don't think they'll be happy you cheated to get into Valhalla. You have to have a warrior's death to get in. Oh, wait a minute. Let me go back to that again. I think there is something to that. Yeah, no, you can't cheat your way in. When this agent requested to get into Valhalla, the person on the phone said, okay, I've marked that down. You should know that you don't qualify yet, but a victory over superior foe that averts tragic death and destruction would be enough. Do you have a second pick in case? And the agent says, no, I'm in the right line of work. I will get in. So, yeah, the phone line cannot get you in if you don't qualify for that afterlife. It's just that you can make your choice and know that it's going to happen. And that you can, like, know the rules and set it up. And in fact, I believe they can also... I see here that you can maybe arrange your own death as well? Did I see? Where is it? Dun 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 dun. That last part is unverified. I can't find it in the stream right. I can't find it in the documentation right now. But at least we know, yes, it's not cheating to get you in. All right. Back to the chat. Christopher, thank you for donating again. Just go fight 682 when you are ready to die. Well, remember, Valhalla, you have to also have a superior foe defeated under your belt. So you can't just go die valiantly fighting. You have to win something first before you lose. So that's part and parcel of the Valhalla part, at least. Ava, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Dr. Sherman, do you like pistachios? Dr. Halo, I am not partial to them. I don't like nuts when you have to like break the shells open. It's annoying. I just want to eat it, man. I don't like food that makes me work for it. Cyber Scorpion, thank you for donating again. You saying you made more art. Well, you did make a simple 999 doodle. Everyone loves that goo boy. It's also very easy to draw. I might have to limit how many 999 drawings we allow on the stream because you can just like mock that up so fast. It's kind of like the low effort posting of SCP fan arts, if I'm being honest. Or at least got to be like high effort 999s. Domo, you are just on the report of every time I put my phone down that the audio's still on. Your effort is respected. Dr. Sherman, be honest. Did you recognize the bodies in the water? Intern Lucia, you must be kidding. My cognitive resistance value is through the roof. I am not going to fall for some silly little cognitohazard like that. Come on. Did you capture any anomalies that are like cartoons or fictional characters? Intern Frero, there are a lot of fictional entities, anomalous fictional entities. For instance, the first SCP that I ever documented was SCP-3086, 3086, codename Death of the Author, etc., otherwise known as the one with George the Chinchilla. George the Chinchilla is a living fictional entity, and its problem is it multiplies. It takes over other fictional entities and makes it a copy of itself. So it can spread very quickly. Yes, we have all sorts of toon anomalies of various types. Jiminy sakes. You must be joking. I have been handed by desk the Dr. Doofenshmirtz. You got the Hawaiian shirt, you got the hair colorations, you got the pen. You have Dr. Doofenshmirtz. You have Dr. Doofenshmirtz too close to the sun indeed. Masked Mystery, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for the audio check, Duma. Death Player, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself some Chex Mix on your way past the commissary. I took care of the researcher. He's mentally broken. Is that you took care of the researcher who escaped and mentally broke him? That way he would not give away secrets? That's not a bad idea. That's retributive justice right there. Cyber Scorpion, thank you for donating again. I do not fear recognition of the bodies in the water. They fear recognizing me. Sounds unlikely, but stranger things have happened. Foxpax & Co., thank you for donating again. Dr. Sherman, this is Red Hawk Actual. I've managed to get away from the GOC with Surge and the majority of the squad I have sent in with. Excellent work. Bring said 10 rec to a anomalous intake facility, and we will do what we can to classify it and send it to a proper containment. Death Player, thank you for donating again. Ah, the one who wanted to prank me yesterday. Well, that's also a good way to punish said tomfoolery. So I'm not going to complain about that at all. How ethical is the Global Occult Coalition? Well, if you're asking me, I think they're idiots. You should not be destroying anomalies when there's so much research to be done with them. You need to, excuse me, study the anomalies. Do you know how much we could learn? Come on now. Now they, on the other hand, they would say that we in the Foundation are highly irresponsible for keeping dangerous anomalies around when they could breach containment, kill multiple staff members, escape into civilized places, and cause a lot of havoc. But you know, that's a risk we're willing to take for science. Those rubes would know science if it hit them in the science. Why not? Thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a blueberry muffin on your way past the commissary. There's no food in my cell. I am innocent. Why put me in the box? All I did is saying the true name of God out loud. If you're in the box, there's a very good reason for it. It doesn't mean you need to know the reason. That's not always part of the process. Sometimes you just need to be in the box. But what is the purpose of learning if we choose not to use said knowledge? Edward, what do you mean we don't use the knowledge? We use the knowledge all the time. We use breakthroughs on certain anomalous research to fund other anomalies. We use it to gain funding. We use it to contain other anomalies. What do you think Thaumiel class is? It's anomalies that contain other anomalies. We use our knowledge plenty of the time. Meanwhile, the GOC are just dumb brutes getting killed by a chair they threw in a wood chipper. Irresponsible. Kyla, thank you for donating again. Covered in dirt and grass. Yard work melting. Woof. I have not had a yard to mow in a very long time. But when I did, it was the era where we would listen to Linkin Park on a CD player that would skip if you moved too aggressively. That was my lawn mowing era. Dr. Sherman asks, after asking that question and calling it Scarlet King randomly appeared in my room and challenged me to a chess match, and if I lose, I die. What should I do? Well, A, do you get anything for winning? Negotiate that part first. Secondly, good luck. You kind of brought this on yourself. I hope you're a real player, because it sounds like it's time to duel. Avery, I don't want to get in the habit of re-showing art. We already get a lot of art right now, so I don't want to go back and forth on that. If people want to go to yesterday's stream to see it, they can go to yesterday's stream to see it. It's all recorded. That's why we put the VODs up. Silent Follower, thank you for donating again. Do I deserve to be in the box? If I remember correctly, I mean, if you're anomalous, it goes in a box. That's a hard rule. That's very easy. So, are you anomalous? If answer yes, in box. If non-anomalous, no box. Site 42 staff, we are in the 10-minute warning. 10 minutes until the end of stream. 10 minutes until the end of stream. I saw Desk say good question, which makes me want to know what the question was. But chat is jumping all over the place, so I can't really find that user handle. Desk, send it my way when you got it. Meanwhile, Death Player, thank you for donating again. I like my box. Oh no, my browser broke. Give me a second. I'm reloading. Meanwhile, Mr. Catnap, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. I like my box. I created my own dimension in my box. Well, that does make it a little more roomy, so that's not terrible for you. Yes, I do want a Star Trek SCP crossover somewhere. Sue me. We do have a Star Trek anomaly on the wiki. SCP Star Trek in the wiki database. SCP-3135 is the collective designation for several phenomena relating to the American science fiction television series Star Trek: The Next Generation. SCP-2063 is an anomalous resin model of the USS Enterprise NCC-1701. So that is 2 SCPs relating to Star Trek. Is this third one relating to Star Trek? SCP-4506 appeared in an episode of Star Trek. So yeah, if you want Star Trek plus SCP crossover, then SCP-3135, codename Star Trek: The Next Generation, The Journey Continues. SCP-2063, the codename does not list on the page because they wrote it in a silly format, which makes me have to go back and look at it. 2063 is codename A Past Vision of the Future. And then SCP-4506, codename Eternal Child Star. These are all SCPs that have Star Trek related in one way or another. Seb the Sniper, welcome to Level 1 Researchership here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service in the battle against the white names. The green names will prevail. Thank you, I just got to the Next Generation. Hello, thank you again. You're quite welcome. I'm here to help. Goodbye, Dr. Doofenshmirtz. I gotta make Din Din. Farewell, Jazzy Boy. We'll see you in the next one. Why not? Thank you for donating again. Oh, yeah? I should be in that containment. Take this, my very limited edition deal. SCP-729-. Jay, I don't like that you're talking like a Spamton. And I don't like that you're trying to hand me that thing. Now, you're going in a very small box. Why not? Thank you for donating again and basically saying what I was going to say, which is, by the way, how can you contain Spamton G. Spamton? Well, the trick is the Spamton is in a dark world, so it's already contained in a dimension that's not ours. The real question is, how do we contain dark worlds? And that we're working on because we got to figure out exactly what the classification of the ritual to make dark worlds requires exactly. That way we can stop people from doing it. Oh, great. There's a Spamton in the chat now. Ugh. Capybara, thank you for donating again. I got rehired as Mobile Task Force because I discovered and fist fought an SCP. That seems like a really truncation of whatever's happening with you. Kyla, thank you for donating again. Tagged you in the final. You draw very fast. I'll give you that. It's wild that it still doesn't show me your tags, but at least I have your username in my recents now. I like how cute and pastel this is. This is very calming. Dr. Shermlax, SCP-999, and EuroC napping. It's very quite calmingly pastel. Alright, let's close that. Come back to the chat. Chris the Direwolf Boy, thank you for donating again. Put the start of work on my Chris the Direwolf Boy in Discord SCP art. Alright, making art. We love to see it. Keep working on it. I'm going to make another small rule, which is let's make the art finished only. I don't want to really show a lot of work in progresses, because then we'll end up showing the same thing multiple times. So let's stick to finished pieces when we're throwing art at Desk's face. And I know, Desk, I saw you in the chat. You are looking for a way to get art. The difference is, like, the Site42 art walk on Twitter. Did you make an account? Oh, geez. My thought process is, you know, the problem is everyone's doing art, but they don't all have the same platforms. Twitter, Blue Sky, Threads, tagging on YouTube, going through Discord. All of this is different. What we really ought to do is just make a Gmail account for it. We really just ought to make an email, because everyone has an email address. So don't do it yet, Desk, but let's talk it over and we'll make a plan. But this will be the way. After this stream, we'll find a way. Jackson, welcome to Site42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. And we are at the 3-minute warning, people. 3-minute warning for today's stream. So get your final questions in. Will a purple cat 5 times the normal size, which can exhale gas that is putting people to sleep, be Keter or Euclid? Well, it is by default Euclid at minimum, because it is moving around. Therefore, it is ambulatory and it is sapient. So that means it has to be Euclid. It can't be safe. I think you could just lock it in a cell depending on the cell. I don't remember how strong it is. But if we could just lock it in a cell, it would be Euclid. If it's really hard to contain, it's a Keter. Desperado, you are a desk that is desking out in the Westin, where the Desperados play. Desperado. Would you consider Hatsune Miku as an anomaly? She will not stop singing. I would not consider Hatsune Miku an anomaly, because it is just a fictional character that is organically spread. That being said, if it gained any kind of sentience, that would give us a problem and make it anomalous. Death Player, thank you for donating again. I clashed with SCP-096. 682 isn't the only thing who mentally scared 096. It fears me more than 682. Is this good for research? I feel like you're quickly turning SCP-096 into a Wharf. A very strong anomaly that you beat. That way you can prove how tough you are. And that takes away from the, you know, ability of 096 to be a terrifying threat if everyone's just beating it in fights. Just like Abel. We don't want to Wharf our anomalies, people. Kylo, thank you for donating again. Dr. Sherman, mine is you, SCP-999 in my OC. Is that okay? If you're talking about the photo I just showed, then yeah, it was a good photo. What I mean, though, is just that I want to make sure to only show finished copies from now, not the work in progresses, the whips. That's what I was trying to say. Aye. All right. Site 42 staff, we are at the end of today's office hours stream. A surprise office hours, but an office hours nonetheless that we had in the Audiophonics lab. We'll see if the stakeout location is cleaned up for next weekend or not. So, before I go, it is tradition around here, I always tell you my favorite SCPs. Now, I'm not going to tell you the SCPs that I wrote are my favorites. That's cheating. But instead, I will tell you that if you go to the Sherm's author page in Site 42 Hub on the SCP Wiki, you can read the SCPs that I wrote. And while you're there, there's some direct donation links. You can become a patron, you can become a channel member, you could do a one-time donation through Ko-Fi or YouTube Super Chat. If you are directly donating to us at all, we greatly appreciate your service in helping build Site 42 up and helping me support our editors and our moderators. On top of which, if you cannot directly donate, then remember, every team needs multiple people working on it. We need bards, we need fighters, we need mages, we need healers. So, if you are part of the Broke Gang, if you're still watching, subscribing, liking, sharing, all that good YouTube business, then you are a core member of Mobile Task Force Psi-42, codename the Signal Boosters. And you are part of our mission to help us support SCP Wiki and its authors and its artists and the film and game devs and YouTube channels who come in and help us out. That is how we build the SCP community bigger than stronger than ever. We're just one part, but we're doing our job the best we can. And we appreciate your service. Now, without further ado, my favorite SCPs in no particular order are SCP-5999, SCP-3043, SCP-008-J, SCP-Spooky-J, SCP-5031, SCP-5175, SCP-5320, and SCP-8980. Big trigger warning on that last one, it's a rough read. Speed round 3999-3043-008-J, Spooky-J, 5031, 5175, 5320, and 8980. Content warning for the last one. And so, with no further ado, this has been Dr. Theron Sherman, Site Director of Site 42. I hope you've had fun. I hope you learned something. Be safe, be well, and as always, secure, contain, protect. I saw the sun begin to dim and felt that winter wind blow cold. A man learns who is there for him when the glitter fades and the walls won't hold. 'Cause from then the rubble one remains can only be what's true. If all was lost is more I gain, 'cause it led me back to you. From now on, these eyes will not be blinded by the lights. From now on, what's waited till tomorrow starts tonight. Tonight, let this promise from me start like an anthem in my heart. From now on, from now on. And we will come back home, and we will come back home, home again. And we will come back home, and we will come back home, home again. The song credits is From Now On from The Greatest Showman. Christopher, thank you for your final donation to compliment my singing. It is much appreciated. See you guys in the next stream.